that would be great too, yeah. So does anyone else have any questions, or?
I was just going to say that the drumbeat is supposed to be Mother Earth. It's the pulse of Mother Earth.
Oh, I definitely felt it.
You feel that within you. It's like you're one with that pulse. I have a sacred drum that was given to me by a medicine man, and it's I don't use it, but I look at it, and I know that if I touch that I'm in touch with the pulse of all, of life.
Well, that's how it felt.
That's how it felt.
Just being that close, I could feel it reverberate through me, and just the whole idea of trading, that was very much part of that weekend. I was able to trade a few images for things like a foxtail. I feel in touch with foxes, as you can see, so having a piece of the fox is important. I'd had a fear of bears. I'm the type of person that someone tells you, it'll never happen to you. It happens to me. So people tell me you're not going to run into a bear, I run into a bear. My first experience was very, very scary. I actually called my wife on the phone. I said, what do I do? What's she going to tell me to do? She didn't know. Turn and go away, or walk forward past where the bear was. I knew right then that what you see on the walls, would only happen if I went forward. I had to know then that I wouldn't get hurt, that I could have the strength and courage to go past that and believe that my connection that I thought I had with the animals really was real. And I did that.
And lived to tell about it.
Yes, I did. And I don't have any, I won't say I don't have fear for bears, but I have huge respect for them. And during the powwow, I traded pictures for a bear claw that is under repair right now, but usually is around my neck. Just to feel closer. Just to feel like I could feel a piece of that still within me.
Do you thank the animal?
I thank the animals, yes. I actually I talk to them.
You've got that connection.
I talk to them. There was actually just a moose up last weekend by the dam in Dummer. I think it's the dam in Dummer.
Yeah.
Up the road there. He was there, and another thing I do, which if you're going to approach the animal, there's a lot to think about. I always try to make sure, like this was near the road, I go to the road. So if the animal is spooked, hopefully it goes the other way. Because they generally don't want to run to you. They don't want nothing to do with you. But if you go in the woods after them, where do you start to leave the choice for them is the road. And that's unfair to the animal, that's unfair to the people driving. So I always try to think about that. Put myself in a position where I'm not in danger, but most importantly, you're not in danger driving by, or is the animal from running out the road. Too many people get hit, too many moose get hit, and too many people die that way. But not even a moose, even say a fox. Or I just put myself in a position where it's best for them to run. You don't want to be in that spot. You don't want to take that away from them. For that bear that I told you that I came up to see, people had taken, probably over half of the area that it could run away, and what they left it with wasn't a great choice. It was down over an embankment, through water. Not a good choice. Unfortunately, the bear took that choice. Why do I say unfortunately? Because if it ran towards the people, maybe they would have learned a lesson. Give it its space, I mean, just because it's being nice and behaving doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. And generally, those situations, I don't generally stop and take pictures myself. But I drove an hour and a half, so I was going to take one that day.
That's great. Anyone else with any kind of... How about the photographer people? Thanks, guys. These are our bell ringers coming in for a visit. We'll be hearing a bell rehearsal in Androscoggin Valley Bells.
You had a story about, I think, a cat that you were taking a picture of through your lens and
yes.
surprised you.
Yeah, I had spent a lot of time trying to find a bobcat and a coyote and lynx and things like that to take pictures of. I had the options of hiring a guide for $400 or so. But there's no guarantee with a guide. I mean, who knows if he can even bring you upon something, and then if he shows you it, can you get the shot? And it's, you know, that's a lot of money to spend. So I invested money in equipment, had guns pointed at me because I was hiding, so, you know, so I could get the shot, but I didn't know, you know, it was still hunting season for fox, coyote, and bobcat. And so after the gun incident, I decided that it was time to get a photographer's pass to the Maine Wildlife Park in Gray. And what that allows you to do is to go into the cages with the animals with a warden or someone who works at the park. And it's an interesting experience. You're in there with these animals and they are wild. They're only there because they were injured at some point. Or in the case of the bobcats, these particular ones were born in captivity. So I'm in the cage, there's 3 bobcats, 1 male, 2 females. I'm here, the warden's about where Joan is, and there's this nice log, and there's one pacing back and forth. Then the male's running by me, thinking he wants to spray me, mark his territory or something. And so I want to shoo that one away, but you can't really shoo a bobcat, can you? I don't think so. So I'm focusing, and for anybody who's not really played with a larger camera, there's depth perception issues. You know, sometimes you can reach out and the thing is right there and you smack your hand into it, and other times you reach out and you can't touch it. Well, I was doing that, and all of a sudden my lens filled up and I couldn't see anything anymore, and I felt a slap twice on the side of my head, and I'm like, what's going on, you know? And I looked at the wood and he's like, well, now you can say that you've been slapped in the head by a bobcat twice. And not many people can say that. And I'm looking at him like, well, why didn't you say anything? You know, let me know it's that close. And he's like, well, I didn't know. You know, so it's a very interesting experience. And I've been slapped by a bobcat twice.
Yeah. Well, check that off the list.
Yeah, that's a bucket list. Check.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I was really excited. I think you would come to a performance or another gallery opening. Is that what it is?
The first time I came here, I came with Naomi and a friend of hers, and we came and saw Yuka Sun.
Well, there you go. And so we chit-chatted, and he said, I do photography, and he said animals, and I said, wow, you know, it's unique-ish enough. I haven't come across that many, you know, people that are working in this, you know, in this realm. And so I said, yeah, I'll pencil you in. And so we made it happen. It's probably been a year because we were finishing that cycle, and, you know, we kept in touch. And I just thought it would be really great. And we've just finished the Weeks exhibit, and the Arts Alliance of Northern New Hampshire wanted us to continue playing with the Northern Forest theme. And I thought, you know what, we'll do this. So in August, when they have a huge celebration of the Weeks Act and whatever during August, this will still be here. So I think our contribution will be to focus on, you know, the animals of the forest, and we'll still be, you know, celebrating the revival and the beginning, you know, the beginning of the White Mountain National Forest. And this will be something that will be up. So over the next show, so this will be hung until August 30th. So we're hoping that family and friends of all of you will have an opportunity to, you know, and come and visit. And so...
Well, we've already had one good thing happen.
We have. We're partners in crime now. We're partners in crime. And we're also Facebook friends.
Yeah.
But tell them that's pretty exciting, I think.
Yeah, Joan had been contacted by, I don't know if it was by phone or...
Yes, there's a fellow who's actually moved to Gorham, New Hampshire, who owns a major newspaper, a community newspaper in Chicago. And he's on my hit list, so he got a mailing. Do you know this guy? And he was, I had sent the flyer in my annual fund mailing. And he was very interested, and he was thinking, wow, you know, that fox photo in my newspaper in Chicago, that would just blow people's mind. That would just blow their mind. And he said, would you be willing to share the artist's contact information? Here it is. So you got a call, right?
Yeah, so he called me and just just left a message with his name, and I'm thinking, okay, who's this? But I usually don't return those calls, but for whatever reason, I did. And he just, said who he was, what he wanted to do, and I'm like, Chicago? Is there like a Chicago in New Hampshire? I'm like, what Chicago are we talking about? And, because, come on, Maine has Paris, and,
Exactly.
Mexico, and all that stuff, so I just, when he really said that it was for the north and northeast side of Chicago, I was like, sure, I'm willing to work with you, and we're going to start with the Fox picture, and we're going to go from there, like maybe Eagle for like the July-ish area, and hopefully there'll be something that leads to something else, but if not, I'm in Chicago. It's a great thing, and it just you never know where it's going to go, and I'm hoping that things for me continue to be like a rolling snowball that turns into something huge. But it only happens.
You have some work at the lodge, the Moose Lodge.
Yeah, the Moose Lodge.
And you said you're going to be in Gorham now.
Yeah,
so,
Scoggins in Gorham, and we're at LL Cote up in Errol, and also a bunch of galleries and stuff in Maine. Always looking to expand that, but it's been a good start, and it's slowly building.
Yeah. And this is what we're really trying to do. I mean, we're not a commercial gallery, so that's why you find the information on the brochure will just say if you're interested in ordering down the road now or down the road any pieces of photography, to just contact Lloyd direct. But I'm really going to keep it in mind for gifts, and I really appreciate you doing this for us, and it really was you were wonderful to work with. I mean, it was a great show to put up, and you hung it beautifully. So
I had a little help hanging.
A little help hanging. We had a little bit of a team.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you. I appreciate, and I appreciate those of you that took the time to come out tonight. So does anyone do you have any questions or Lloyd? Okay, so he does have some things available, and there's definitely more wine and cheese. Wine and cheese. So thank you all very much, and thank you, Lloyd. We appreciate it.